Okay, so it's Whitney and Laura here for No Grace, and we're just trying to see if we can do a podcast or not. So how you doing today, Laura?
I'm good.
You doing good off of no cigs?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
It's a new experience. Makes me kind of angry.
Makes you just want to smoke a couple cigarettes all at once?
Yeah, I'd probably be a better person. Definitely more happy and
People probably
manageable
love you.
and not so damn bitter. But I can say that.
You can say whatever the fuck you want. It's ours.
Okay.
Okay, so we're calling it No Grace because as we were growing up, we always had a lot of family events over at our Aunt Linda's. Sorry. And,
Don't worry about it. Who cares?
And our great uncle would always say grace. And during grace, somehow Laura, my sister Courtney, and I would always end up laughing.
Here's the deal. You got a bunch of grown-ups standing in a circle holding hands saying grace. What are you going to do as a kid? It's funny because everybody's being quiet. Your head's supposed to be down. You're looking at each other. She's looking at you. You're looking at her. And you're like, oh. And then everybody just starts laughing. How do you not start laughing? And then the adults are looking at you and you're like, my bad. And you can't help it.
We say everybody starts laughing. It's just me, Laura, and Courtney laughing.
Yes. They're mad at us. They're looking at us like, you better shut your mouth.
We're getting
like,
the daggers.
Yeah. We're trying to hold it in and it's spewing out of our mouths. So.
And even some years, we'd try to separate ourselves so that we wouldn't be right next to each
like
other.
opposite sides of the room.
Yes, because this was in like a combo kitchen, dining room area that was like kind of big. So you had plenty of space to not be right next to him, but somehow we'd always start laughing. If it was like someone would look at the other person or something, but we'd always start laughing.
It happens to this day. We are grown adults, and it still happens.
Yeah, that's not ever going to change. So we're not ever going out of that.
No, you can't. At this point, it's like a ritual.
Yeah.
They start saying grace, you look at each other, we all laugh. It's like, oh, my bad.
Yeah.
It ain't going to change.
No, it's not. We just need to... We kind of just need to stay the black sheep, I guess, of our family. So, it works.
It works out.
Yeah. So, since you're such in a great mood because of your lack of cigarettes.
Amazing.
Yeah. How long have you not had a cigarette?
How many days are in January?
Well, we're on February 1st.
Yes. Yeah, but that's 31 solid days. Today's the 1st, so, like, I haven't finished today. You know what I'm saying?
We'll assume that you're not
31 days of agony in which I hate the world and I'm bitter and angry.
We'll assume that you're not going to have
happy.
a cigarette today. So we're going to say 32 days. That's good.
Yeah.
Okay. So a topic that you brought the thing is skinny jeans. How do you feel about skinny jeans?
Skinny jeans. The problem is not skinny jeans. The problem is men in skinny jeans.
Oh, I definitely thought you were going to go with the fat women in skinny jeans because I definitely thought it was going to be like a me scenario in skinny jeans.
No, let's clarify this, okay? We as women, okay, we are the two of us are tougher women and masculine women. I don't know what the hell you want to call us. We like men. I don't want a man in skinny jeans. Who wants a man whose jeans are tighter on them than mine are? Who wants a man that's got smaller thighs than you do? I mean, realistically, gay guys in skinny jeans, metro guys in skinny jeans, cool, great. They look good in them. In fact, some of them look fabulous. I have no problem with that. But if you are a straight man, skinny jeans aren't for you. I mean, seriously, maybe you like the style, but my opinion is, and I'm not trying to get all political here, this isn't about, not trying to offend anybody, but seriously, like, I don't want a man that's got smaller jeans than me. I have a large ass, I have big thighs, I'm not real happy about it, but it's there, it's not going away, and I don't want a man that makes me feel huge. I want someone that I feel small next to.
That's what.
There's some other things I want to say, but I don't feel...
No, because Steve doesn't wear... Steve wouldn't even be able to fit his leg in a skinny jean. He has very big thighs. So
the problem is, it's like this fad right now, and maybe we're getting old, and that's the thing, but like, I don't want a man in jeans smaller than me. I want a man that makes me feel safe, and that's, that's cliche, but yeah. I'm a dominant female, but I want a man that's more dominant than me. I want a man that's going to stand next to me if someone breaks into the house, not cower in the corner and expect me to go handle it.
But I'm not going to say that's a skinny jean thing, though, because... There's many times we've heard noises outside of our house, and Steve will wake up and go, what was that? And I'm like, I don't know, go check that out. And he'd just lay there, and I'd go check it out. Like, the one time I was
That's
pregnant
just because he's lazy.
with the youngest.
That has nothing to do with the skinny jeans or manliness of the man. He's just lazy.
No,
he's like, who gives a shit?
I mean, he's not, I'll say, he's not a horrible, non-manly man, whatever. We're not girly girls. I think that's, like, the best way to describe us. We're not girly girls. Like, my favorite outfit is just jeans and t-shirts.
I like workout clothes a lot.
So, yeah, I mean, but maybe you're kind of going for, like, the stay-at-home mom look with the workout clothes. Because a lot of them wear the yoga pants.
Are you making fun of me?
No, I'm making fun of you.
Yeah, well, I like to work out. I look better in workout clothes. I don't do my hair. Well, I do my hair and makeup once in a while, but I don't know how to look girly, so why not be in my element, which is comfortable.
Yeah,
which is why I'm still single and an adult. But, you know.
I don't think that's...
And I'm a little batshit crazy, but...
Yeah, I mean, right now you are, so it's okay.
Yeah.
It's allowed to happen every once in a while. I mean, I go do it every once in a while. But, I thought that you were going with the skinny jeans, because I was actually looking for Steve's niece some I was looking for jeans for her birthday or Christmas or something.
Oh, there's another topic there, too, yeah.
And so I was looking for them. They had no regular jeans for little girls.
No,
they don't. Like, leggings, or skinny jeans, or this, and I was like, why can't these little girls just have fucking regular pants? And it seriously took me 20 minutes just to find one style of regular pants, and that was it. They only had one kind. It was like, there's nothing else except for this. It's like, okay, maybe not all little girls are little sticks, so you can't just generalize all women, little girls, or even women's shapes as being little sticks.
I agree. Yes, I agree with you. Are we allowed to say, like, places that we go to? Is that allowed?
You can say wherever you want to.
Okay, Express. I love Express. If I'm going to get girly, I go Express. It's my favorite place, and the only place that has nice, good-looking jeans that fit my ass and my stomach. Because my stomach is small, and my ass is huge. Except for maybe now that I quit smoking. Anyways.
Do you get the gap in your pants? Where, like, your waist is smaller, so then you get the gap because your butt's bigger?
Yeah, so, like, you have sagging pants and it sticks out. Not with Express jeans.
Okay.
They are fantastic. However, recently, I thought I was getting bigger, and I am, but my washer and dryer is starting to shrink my clothes. And it happened to my jeans, and I'm a little salty about it because I've had these jeans for a couple years. I got a couple pairs. Express are amazing. They're expensive, but they last forever. And anyways, these are starting to get to that point where when you bend over, there's your butt crack, and who really wants that? And again, with a big ass, you really don't want that. So I go into Express, and I'm like, I love this store, and I'm looking at everything in the store, and I go over to the jeans section, and where's the jeans? Where'd the jeans go? They're all leggings or jeggings, jean leggings, like jeggings.
Those have to be so uncomfortable.
I don't want those. I have a huge butt. Do you know what that does to me? A big butt, big feet, nice big thighs. That makes me look goofy as shit.
I think that you're
that is so awkward.
Blowing your size out of proportion because I am much bigger than you.
But it looks horrendous. No one needs to wear those if they're not a 0, 1, 2, maybe a 3.
Yes,
that's what I'm saying.
That's
like,
the size. Well, the thing is, I have a cousin that's a stick. I'll show you. She's probably size 1. I mean, she at the most is probably 105 pounds. I don't actually know her weight, but she's very skinny. Probably 5'9". But the thing is, she can pull off leggings or jeggings or skinny pants. She can pull off anything. Except for she has a butt, so she has a huge gap on her waist. Because her waist is super skinny, but her butt is big.
Yeah.
Or big for her body or frame, whatever. So, it's like, I feel like nobody but somebody her size should be able to wear leggings without something over top of them.
Exactly.
Like one of those long shirts, whatever those are called.
And what some girls don't realize, especially if they're bigger in size, like I used to be a 6 at Express, I'm like an 8 now, maybe a 10, who knows. But I'm saying it so that people...
Oh, I'm much bigger than that, so I'm not going to say that.
Well, I'm just saying, like, there was a point, I own some Nike yoga pants, whatever. I love them. They're a lot easier to work out in. They're more comfortable. They're easier on a bike, because if you wear the sweatpants that are baggy, it doesn't work. I'm really tomboy, so baggy was my thing at one point. So I'm starting to get into this, legging thing. Not legging, I'm sorry. Let me correct that. Yoga pants. And I love my yoga pants. But then one day I'm like, gosh, you could see through that girl's pants. You start seeing people that are bigger wearing these leggings, yoga pants, whatever the hell you want to call them, and you can see their ass. And so I'm like, I wonder if you can see my ass. And I stood in front of the mirror in my apartment, and I'm bending over, and I put on some, like, bright underwear, so I'd be like, can I see it? And I'm looking, I put some black underwear on, and I'm looking, and I'm like, you can see my ass. I've been wearing these fucking pants for like 2 years, and you can see my ass. I never knew. And in the beginning, I don't think you could, but I think after time, they wear down. Because I got a new pair, and you can't see through them. But my old pairs, I'm like, holy shit, I can't wear these to the gym anymore. And all the shirts I had that were long enough to cover my ass have now shrank in my washing machine, so what do you do? Like, and the point is, if you're skinnier and you're tinier, the material ain't going to stretch as far, so you won't see through it. But you're above a size 3, maybe above a 5, maybe 5s can handle it. Your ass is showing. You bend over and they can see your underwear. They can see the curve of your thighs. They can see your cellulite because when you bend over, there's wrinkles there.
Oh my gosh, no, in leggings you can for sure see the
dimples.
Yes.
The cottage cheese. No woman wants that. Let's be realistic here. No dude wants it either, in case you forgot about that.
Well, I'll say, guys actually don't give a shit what your body looks like. They just want to have sex.
True.
Generally. And, I mean,
true,
maybe
but
they
if you got a lumpy ass next to a skinny ass, I think they're going to take or at least the smooth ass over the lumpy, if they see it.
Yes, if they see it.
If you had the same hair color, everything's the same, you know what I'm saying?
But that's assuming that the other person, the skinny person, would accept them, where fat girls might just accept them however they are, because this guy might be a dickhead. Yeah. But the issue, have you seen the pictures of the lady at Walmart that has on, like, she's an African-American lady that has on the tan pants that look like she has no pants on, and they're kind of, like, very sheer looking because they're so stretched. One flaw is women don't seem to want to get their correct size. They want to kind of squeeze into whatever the fuck they can get into. And it's like, if you're fucking large, get a fucking large. Don't get a fucking medium.
Well, that's the other problem, and I'm running into this problem. So my stuff is shrinking, and I went to the store, and I put on mediums, and I'm like, this fits, but you can kind of see that little poof in my belly or a little bit of cellulite here and there. So I bought larges, and I'm like, good, I like this. This hides my fat. You know, I'm all excited, and I go to my friend's house, and she's like, dude, that's way too big on you. I'm like, no. Because if I wear my actual size, which would be like a medium, sometimes I'm a small in something, but a medium, I can see all my problems and my flaws, so I won't wear it. But like,
I think that in general, your body you can wear anything, and it can be kind of tight fitting because you actually don't have a bad body. Where I have...
You can see this.
No, but the thing is, that's not a bad body. Like, if I have the muffin top, and I have a keg here up front, even though I don't drink alcohol. I have muffin tops,
though. I can see it. And I see girls go out like that, and that makes me not want to do it. And my arms jiggle, and I see it. But you're, like,
seeing, like, people my size doing this, not your size.
No, I've seen people my size. Because there's people that are my size that think, oh, I'm skinny, I look great, I can do what I want. And really, they are great. And I'm not doing the whole, like, I'm not trying to knock down women, like, you know, you're inside to be the wall, that bullshit, whatever. I'm just saying that, like, there are some women that are confident, and that's amazing, but they shouldn't be wearing the things that they're wearing. And they think they can wear them. Skinny or not skinny. I mean, I've seen skinny girls, I'm like, oh, you shouldn't be wearing that. You know, like, and I'm not being mean, I'm just saying, like, I don't want to be that person, so... I go with the comfortable sweatpants. They can't see anything.
I'll tell you the truth.
It's a mystery.
If I didn't have such wide hips, because my hips are very, well, I'll say, I have wide hips, but I also have a huge ass.
Do you have wide hips or wide thighs?
Really wide hips. I've always had wide hips. And so... Because
my hips are here, and my thighs are, like, out here.
I do have wide... I mean, I have everything fat.
Because your hips, area. I think, are a lot smaller than...
I have childbearing hips. Come on.
Yeah, well, that runs in the
No, but it's like, I can't wear athletic-type clothes without looking absolutely horrible, because it's just, so tight on my thighs, and it's like, or, like, up here on my waist and stuff, where it's like, it can kind of be flowy on my legs, but it's, like, super tight up here, and it's like, that just looks abysmal, and you should never look like that.
I feel like that all the time. PJs all the time. I have to get bigger sizes. This is a lucky pair. And even then it's tight. Yeah. So I know exactly what you're saying.
I mean, you don't wear pajamas out in public, do you?
No.
Okay.
No, I don't.
Okay. So I was like, wow, I mean, are you really you going to Walmart today?
No, I don't. I don't go to Walmart. I think I actually probably did in college wear PJs.
No, that
was acceptable. That was a different time in life.
Yes, because at that point, you probably don't even have half your clothes clean that you would normally wear. And that's just kind of,
you're just really lazy and hungover. It's one of the two.
Yes. But, I mean, I go to Walmart.
Not saying I missed school, because I did not miss school. Just FYI.
You're assuming that...
I make it sound bad like I'm hungover, but I was hungover, but I didn't miss many classes, so I'm not...
Many classes.
Well, I only missed, like, 3, and they were legit things. So.
That's good.
Like, for jobs and stuff.
That's good.
Yeah.
Okay. Long shirt I was trying to say before is a tunic.
Tunic.
I assume that's how you say it.
Yeah.
The women wear that over the leggings, which I think is acceptable to wear.
Yeah, like, you have a really cute long shirt that's kind of free-flowing, and you can see, like, half the thigh down. That can be really cute. I've done that, and I really like to do that. But I did it with my skinny. But I didn't have the cellulite.
Okay, we'll go on to since you brought up the men being kind of effeminate or metrosexual, men not being able to do kind of standard men jobs or what you kind of expect. Because actually I had a cousin that commented on, he helped a couple change their tire because tire's flat, and the guy and the woman are just standing there not knowing how to change the tire. So he stopped and helped them, and the guy just stood there like clueless. Like, you kind of maybe expect a woman, even though I know you know how to do it and I actually know how to do it, you kind of expect a woman to kind of be a little bit helpless because maybe they're on their period and they're just, I don't even...
They got kids in the car, they're weak, whatever. Yeah. I don't think women are weak, so don't take that, but people think that.
So, I know that you have an opinion on this. What is that?
I do have an opinion, especially if you're a male driving a pickup truck. If you're going to have a pickup truck, know how to change your tire. If you're a male, know how to change your tire. I can't say anything simpler than that. Here's my thing. Most pickup trucks, Chevys, Dodge, Fords, whether it's Ram, Silverado, S10, Tahoe's SUV, isn't it? Whatever, Tacoma, whatever the hell your truck is, know your system. It's probably got a secondary latch system in it. So when you're out there and you're changing your tire and you're beating the shit out of it and you can't figure it out, if someone comes to help you, don't treat them like shit when they're like, hey, have you read your manual? Most men are like, no, I haven't read the manual. I don't need a manual. I can do it. And I'm like, did you read your manual? No, I didn't read my manual. Well, you should probably read your manual. Because when you read your manual, it's going to tell you how to handle the secondary latch system, which you didn't know about. And, I'm getting aggravated about this. So, nobody reads their manual. It's just I'm trying to take this out of context, out of experience. But, basically, these men don't read this manual. Cool. I get it.
Guys aren't allowed to read directions. That's what it is.
Yes, but then they talk down to a woman who's telling them how to do the job that they should know how to do, and they can't do it. And then the woman's got to do it for them, and then they feel belittled. So then they talk to you like you're less of a person because you just outsmarted them in something they should know how to do. I'm just going to say it. And if I have a manicure on my fingertips, I shouldn't be changing your tire for you. I shouldn't be ruining my manicure for your tire. Come on. If you want me to help you, I will help you. Honestly, I'll do it for you. I've done it for lots of men. But, come on. Grow a pair. Learn how to change a tire. Just get over it. I probably shouldn't say any more on this topic.
No, actually, we have the local, I'll say it's AAA, which is probably everywhere, roadside assistance company. Which actually, I had a customer call and asked if I knew of any roadside assistant companies. And I kind of just wanted to say, are you fucking kidding me? But I can't because... I'd get in trouble. So I go, AAA, and they go, well, I don't want them. Anybody else? It's like, well, other fucking companies do this. I only know of AAA.
Exactly.
But AAA was changing a tire at the hair salon that worked below me, and it was a lady that was actually doing it, and she couldn't get the tire off. But she's smoking a cigarette. She takes 5 cigarette breaks, because I watched her. Apparently I'm not doing my job correctly, because I'm watching this lady change a tire. And she takes 5 cigarette breaks. Then this guy comes up that's driving the wrecker or the flatbed. And he comes up, and he just kicks the tire, and it comes off. Like, she just wasn't using enough force because it was just a regular car, a sedan. And it was like, just watching her, and then him just coming out going, did you kick it? And then kicking it. And it was like, seriously, she could have saved so much time because the owner was just sitting there staring at her like, what the hell are you doing?
Yeah.
And it was like... Well, and then the guy came, and then he left real quick while she had to finish changing the tire. I mean, that's her job, is to change tires, and she couldn't even do it.
Yeah. Of the many tires, there's only been 2 or 3 I haven't been able to change, and one was like, the lug nut was stripped, and that's why. Just a little note for all you men out there so strong and buff. Go buy yourself a 4-way, and when you can't get your tire off, or ladies, if you want to learn a little trick, when you put that 4-way on, as you're cranking with your right hand, left hand, whatever handed you are, use your foot for the other. So push and pull at the exact same time gives you a little more force, a little more leverage, and that lug nut will come off. It may take a little time, but it's a lot better than trying to pull it with your arms and failing miserably. Because men, when you do that and then you look at me and you laugh at me because you don't think I can do it and I do it for you, it makes you embarrassed. So I'm going to save you some time right now. Go buy a 4-way, practice with it, go out in your yard, go back and forth, tighten it, loosen it, tighten it, loosen it. Learn how to be a man, and you'll be good to go. Okay.
What's funny is Steve actually broke. I have, my jack, whatever, and it just has a regular thing. Did you fart? Seriously? Am I going to smell this? We fart. We're humans. I just want to know if I'm going to get bombarded by a scent.
I don't want people to know if I fart or not.
We're humans. Well, anyways, so Steve breaks my thing, essentially.
You smell rotten eggs.
No, I'm not smelling. I'm just going to breathe through my mouth. So, Steve breaks... Don't wave it towards me.
I'm not waving, I'm wafting. I didn't fart, I puffed.
Okay, Linda. Okay,
yeah.
So...
Ladies don't fart, they puff.
That's
Any male readers we did have are now turning off the station. Readers, listeners, whatever. Same old shit.
That's okay. We can just have a bunch of female. I think that any man would kind of understand where you're coming. Any logical man would understand where you're coming from.
Not really. They all...
Even Steve, who sometimes doesn't always have the same sense that I have, even feels that they should teach you in high school or class how to change a tire.
Yeah. How
to change your oil. But the thing is, Steve changed my tire for me because I had a screw in it or something. He does that. He breaks my thing to loosen up the tires. I don't know what it's called. And then he ends up getting his 4-way out because he has one and uses it. Probably. Yeah, and so he's doing that. And then he just puts the broken thing back in my car, my jack, and it's like, that's okay. And I go, so I bought myself a 4-way. And he's like, well, why did you get that? And I go, because I don't have, if I get, do this, I can't change my tire with a broken one. He goes, but I have one. I was like, but you're not always fucking with me, and I don't have that in my fucking car. It's exactly. Like, it's at our fucking house. And he's like, well, I could bring it to you. I was like, what if I'm farther away than a reasonable distance to...
Exactly. I'm glad that you're smart enough to put a new one in there. A lot of people do that. They get a flat tire and expect it's never going to happen again, and then they get another one 2 days later, and they're like, I just had a flat tire. Well, now you get another one you don't have spare because you didn't go get a new one. Like, you got to think about these things. You got to really be prepared, especially when you're out on the road, because you never know what's going to happen.
Yeah. Well, I mean, luckily for me, my tire actually wasn't... It was kind of slowly losing air with the screw, but it wasn't completely, so then I ended up getting new tires, so it worked out.
I had to do something like that.
Let's go to a more...
Neutral, fun, exciting topic?
Well, maybe not exciting. We'll just go to a more neutral topic so then we can just build up to a more aggressive topic later, I guess.
Okay.
Cats versus dogs. I know that you had a dog before, but if you get to pick now...
What are we on, Facebook? Post pictures of your cat? Post pictures of your dog? I'm old and single and you're asking me, do I like cats or dogs? No, I refuse to be a cat lady. I like dogs.
So you're obviously not a Redditor if you don't like cats.
No. No.
Do you even know what Reddit is?
Yes.
Okay.
One of my other cousins uses it and shows me funny pictures on it, so it's funny.
How many other cousins do you have? I'm joking, I know. Okay. Well, so since we didn't explain this, Laura...
No, I'm just kidding.
Laura is my cousin, so But I would pick cats. And I don't know why, because...
They get a litter box and they smell like piss. Your house smells like piss. People think that their houses don't smell like piss, but they smell like piss.
I'm not saying that. I mean, I would try to train my cat to use the toilet if I had to. I mean...
Cats don't use the toilet.
They can be fucking amazing.
Yeah, they use a litter box. And they take a shit and you gotta go sift through it and throw it out.
But you get that clumping shit and then it's gone.
Yeah, it clumps. You gotta sift it out like you're fucking playing in the sand when you're a kid.
You just get that scooper.
And throw it away.
I mean, you're thinking of the old litter boxes where you did this so that you didn't have to waste as much stuff. Because we have one of those old litter boxes where it's
but you still
3 layers.
You still gotta do it. I mean, you still gotta root around in the sandbox looking for the shit.
I don't know. But Courtney's cat seems to...
She's a cat.
Yeah. It seems to, like...
One or more than one?
She only has one.
Okay.
She probably would like more. She's like the old cat lady.
Don't let her do it. Don't let her do it. She can't have more than one.
I'm not her mom. I can't...
She will not have more than one. She does not need to be a cat lady. She's too pretty to be a cat lady. It's not going to happen. She's skinny. Hey, single boys out there, she's skinny, young, pretty. I'm trying to think. Intelligent. She's really smart.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of what else.
She has her own opinion on many things like us.
A better opinion, not as crazy.
I don't know. I mean, I think we're all equally crazy. There's no...
She does not need to be a cat lady. It doesn't need to happen.
She doesn't have time for it now because she's going back to school anyways. So there's between school and work and...
Because she's the intelligent type. Got it.
So...
Dogs. I choose dogs.
Okay, and I choose cats. And I think it's just because I like how indifferent they are to people because... I think you kind of like want that cuddly thing that you have with your dog.
You want them to love you and sit in your lap and let you pet them. And...
I already have that with the boys and Steve. I don't want that.
You have that with Steve?
Yes. He wants me to fucking cuddle him, and I don't want to do that. And so it's like, I want that kind of aloft nature of a thing in my house.
That's because you don't have any free time to yourself.
Yes.
And because I have free time, I want cuddling. We want the opposite.
Yeah. Well, I also have somebody in my house all the fucking time.
That's what I'm saying. I never have anybody in my house unless somebody comes over.
Like right now.
Yeah, exactly.
We're sitting on Laura's couch, so you know.
Yeah. In my amazing apartment.
And since I'm fat, and I've been listening to different things, I actually read on Instagram where Kat Von D had put, like, people had asked her where she, like, why her skin's so clear and stuff like that, and I've had a bunch of breakout here, and I eat super fucking unhealthy, like, I don't know.
Your face looks really good right now.
Oh, I don't know, because, like, this was all real bad right now, but I was also sick, so I don't know if, like, that was just stressing me out, because, also, so, you know, I'm just getting over laryngitis, so I do always sound like a guy, but I'm just sounding probably more like a guy now than
Actually,
normal.
you didn't until you started talking about laryngitis.
Yeah. Well, so, you know, like, I do kind of, like, when, especially over recorded things or phones or whatever, I sound like a douche.
Everybody sounds like a douche when they're recorded. Let's hear
I'm not saying I sound like a douche. I'm saying
no, but everybody
I sound like a
funny.
dude.
Whose voice sounds good when they're recorded?
It never sounds the same as what you expect it to sound. Like, you have your voice in your head of what you think you sound like. What I hear is not the same thing.
Check this. So I smoked for 5 years. I was anti-smoking, by the way. I hated it. And I really hated it. And then it happened. And one time we're out to eat, and we're talking about me smoking, and this little kid goes, "Is that why your voice sounds like that?" And I'm like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" No, that's not why my voice sounds obnoxious and annoying. It's just how it is. Fuck you. I can't help it. That's what I sound like. Dick.
My oldest...
Like, how come like 5 and 6 year olds can be such assholes? They say some of the meanest shit.
Because they have no censor.
Yeah, but they are mean as shit. And sometimes, you know what? They're fucking accurate. I had another one, he's like, "You crazy." And I'm like, damn it, why do these 5 and 6 year olds keep calling me out? Fuck, I think that one was 4 years old. I'm like, how at 4 years old can you call me out? No wonder I'm single.
My oldest the other day, he asked me when we were eating supper, he goes, "You lazy mom?" And it's like, well, yeah, I am fucking lazy. I mean, there's no way around it. Like, but after doing, you know, work and school and taking care of them and all that other bullshit.
You're allowed to be a little bit lazy when you're as busy as you are.
And I'll say I'm extra lazy though in general. But it's like, well, thanks, jackass. Thanks for calling me lazy. But then you get, well, actually, my oldest is my sweetest one, so I don't really know why this went to this, but my youngest the other day wanted to sit on me, which I wasn't having it because I just kind of wanted my space. Yeah. I'm definitely, I want my general space. And he's wanting to sit on me, and I was like, I don't want you to sit on me. I don't want to do this. Don't sit on me and pushing him away from me. Just sit next to me type thing. And he stands up and starts crying. He goes, "But I'm your best friend, Mommy." And I was like, where the fuck did this come from? It's like, why does it matter if you're my best friend or not? Which I would hope that my kids actually aren't my best friends, but more than likely they are.
Yeah, you don't want that. You need some best friends.
But it was like, okay.
Knowing from experience, you need more friends than just your kids. Because otherwise you're going to be very miserable and unhappy.
Yeah. I don't know, because I don't even really count them as friends, but And I think
but
about
they
it.
think of you as friends, apparently.
Well, hopefully not, because I want them to kind of fear me.
How old is he? 3?
3, yeah.
3 years old and worried about being your best friend.
But yeah, he doesn't also have a concept of what a best friend is.
Yeah, I know. He's little. That was my point. He's really little.
So, yeah. Well, then the oldest wants to be friends with this, I'll say, kind of a bad influence kid. And it's like, no, you're not best friends with him. I'm trying to talk at him out. Like, I try to tell him, love everybody, don't be mean to anybody, don't treat anybody differently. Because I want him to be nice to everybody, because I'm so jaded on things that I don't want him to be like that. Mm-hmm. So I tried to do that, and then he's telling me that this kid's his best friend. Like, you're not best friends with him. You can be nice to him, but you're not best friends with him. And it's like, that's such a dickhead thing to do. But I was like, I can't do that. But back to my face. So I was like, I should just become vegan, because that's what Kat Von D said. She, just whatever you put in your body is what your body gets out. So that's why her skin's so clear and stuff like that. So I was like, I should do that, because also somebody else, when people are vegan, their skin's so glowy and blah, blah. Which I didn't understand the concept of being a vegan, so I Googled it. And it was like, avoiding animal byproducts. And I was like, what the fuck does that mean? And so I'm already lactose intolerant, so there'd be so much more that I'd have to avoid than just meat. But where do you...
milk, meat, eggs, anything that... Flowers, bacon, everything.
I mean, how the fuck do they live?
I have a cookbook if you want.
No, I don't want a fucking cookbook on that, because I don't understand how you fucking live. How do you get protein?
They eat a lot of tofu. They eat a lot of... I don't know. I agree with you. They eat a lot of, see, it's so horrible that we don't even know. We're sitting here
judging. Thing is, no, I'm not judging. I just don't understand how they function. Because I actually follow this girl that I went to this author school. She was a year younger than me on Facebook, and she's doing this, her name, weight loss thing, whatever. And the thing is, she's lost a lot of weight. She's kind of building up now to be a bodybuilder, but it's like, she, does these meal preps, which you should do anyways, but she's, doing it, and I was like, how the fuck do you eat tofu? And then it's like...
You can add stuff to it to give it flavor.
Well, she makes barbecue.
Chipotle has tofu now.
But the thing is, she has, barbecue tofu, but barbecue has to have some type of animal byproduct, unless you're making your own barbecue, which how the fuck do you make your own barbecue?
Yeah.
I guess I'm not a cook, so I don't understand the concept of fucking, making your own shit.
There's a Walden... Fuck, what's it called? Something Walden. I don't know if it's vegan, but they make, 0-calorie barbecue, and they make, a honey barbecue. I think there's a garlic barbecue. I might be wrong on the garlic barbecue. But they've got a couple of them, and I've actually got some in my fridge if you want to try them. If you want to read about vegans, Skinny Bitch. Skinny, I don't know if any of you have heard of it. There are these 2 girls that are really skinny, and I guess they're bitchy, whatever. It's called Skinny Bitch, and I read their book, and they've got a cookbook that's a vegan cookbook. Well, I'm starting to try to eat a little bit healthier, because all I eat is fat foods, and I don't understand how every time I eat healthy, I feel worse. I mean, I feel better once I start to get cleaner, but I feel weaker, because I'm not getting enough. I'm not getting enough calories. I'm sitting here eating carrots all day, and all these vegetables, and it's just, there's no substance, and that's partly my fault, because I can't cook, so I'm working on it. So, I was reading through this book, and I was trying to find out calories, and when I was looking them up, I found out they called their book Skinny Bitch, because they figured nobody wants to read a book about, they referenced this article used, was Omnivore's Dilemma, which, basically, they wanted something to get women's, I'll cut it short, they wanted to get women's attention, so that's why they did the whole Skinny Bitch thing. And one of the girls is like, people don't know it's really a vegan book, and it's teaching you to be vegan. And I'm thinking to myself, you obviously don't realize that the rest of the world's a lot smarter than you think, because the whole time I'm reading this book, I'm like, damn, these girls are animal rights activists, they're vegans, they're hardcore on their opinion. And they were, and that's what they were saying, is people don't know it. But people do know it, because I realized it when I read it. But I want to try to eat healthier. But anyways, so I got this, and I'm not knocking animal rights activists, I'm not knocking vegans, that's here or there, I don't care. I'm just saying, they didn't think people knew, and but this book's cool. But when I was reading about it and some of the reviews, a lot of people that are actually vegans say that this group uses a lot of products, they're called fake meals, and it's fake meat items to make these meals. And apparently it's really expensive. So a lot of people don't do that. So they find other alternatives. And you've really got to Google it to find really good stuff, because a lot of these books want you, especially this one, wants you to use all these, like, fake meat products. And it is hard to find this stuff, and it's expensive. They're like, oh, go get some coconut oil and some blah, blah, blah. And there's these ingredients, like I know what the hell that means. Like, well, you have to have refined coconut oil, which I accidentally got unrefined. Let me try to find some weird stuff. Like, shredded parsnip, that's a normal one.
So, like the coconut oil that you rub on your stomach when you're pregnant to avoid stretch marks?
Probably the same shit, yeah. It actually tastes...
I'm a little thirsty here. I'll go and do this, so I'm going to fucking rub it on my stomach, too, to avoid these fucking
It
stretch
actually
marks.
tastes great. But, like, kelp powder and nutritional yeast and vegan bread and, I mean, this Yukon Gold. Pounds red or Yukon... Okay, you know what that is. Good thing. I told you I don't know shit about cooking.
I know that one just because that's what my mom...
Okay, I can't find some of them. But there are some things in here that I'm like, what the fuck? Like, they got avocado, peeled, pitted, and sliced. I know what that is. But they've got a lot of stuff in here, and I'm like, I don't know what this is. So you go to Whole Foods, great store, and you're running around like, what the hell is this? Where's the brownie section? I know they got weird stuff in the brownie section.
I thought you were talking about in Whole Foods.
No.
You're like, fuck this healthy food. Give me some fucking brownie.
No. There was something in here, like arrowroot and silken tofu. Silken tofu, that was one of them. Evaporated cane. I know that's sugar, but I don't know what the hell that is. I mean, some of these things, they're like, what are they? Like, succanat. Succanat? Succanat. What the fuck is
I don't even know how to fucking say that.
It's a dry sweetener, and it's these little pellets. They look like little pellets. I bought some, and it sat in there until it expired, and I threw it away because I never got to make it. But anyways, yeah, you gotta really be dedicated to go into the vegan world.
That's the thing. I was like,
I'd probably go meet a vegan so that you can do it properly.
I need to
join a group.
No, I need to gradually do this because I eat so unhealthy now that there's no way I could just go super fucking unhealthy to, I'll say healthy. I don't actually know if it's healthy or not. I'll assume it's healthy because you're not eating a bunch of shit like I am. So it's like, I couldn't actually do that. Where I'd be like, 2 weeks in, eating a bunch of shit, and then going, man, some fucking Doritos sound good. Or this greasy, cheesy, juicy cheeseburger, you know, I would love to have that. Mm-hmm. But like this, like, her thing, that the lady that I follow, it's like, she is like steamed broccoli with everything. I mean, this is barbecue tofu, which actually just looks like croutons, but it's like, I don't fucking like broccoli like that. So, is there...
Do you like steamed broccoli at all?
No, I hate fucking steamed broccoli. I like raw. I like raw carrots. I like raw cauliflower.
Then eat raw broccoli.
But then you get that nasty, like, horrible aftertaste. I mean, it's not horrible. It's just like you burp, and it's... Because, I mean, that shit makes you burp. And it's just like sitting there, and it's just like...
So you don't like it steamed at all?
No.
Even with flavor?
No. I don't even really like mac or broccoli and cheese.
What you have to do, you have to take baby steps. I hated carrots, so when I would eat carrots, I'd get the ranch, and I'd just douse it in ranch. And then I realized, oh, ranch is really bad for you. Obviously, I didn't know it at the time.
A lot of condiments are.
I was dumb. But, then you try to put a little less ranch, and you get a container, like those really small ones that you can get for your lunch boxes.
Yeah.
And you put like half the container in there, and you're like, oh shit, I gotta be sparing. So when you're eating this carrot, or this bag of carrots, like however much, like a cup's worth, you're sparingly eating it, like kind of like, I don't know if you ever did this, but you remember those like crackers and cheese you could get as a kid, and you had the little red whatever, and you spread it on. I would always eat as little cheese as possible, so I could just eat a whole bunch of cheese on that last one. That's how I did it, because I love the cheese part. Well, it's the same way with the ranch. You know, you just slowly. And then finally, you get to this point where, like, oh, I don't need that much ranch, and eventually you wean off the ranch and you just eat them by itself, which is what I do now. But
I can eat them plain. I can eat raw broccoli without any dressing. I mean, obviously, I would love to have them in a ranch or something, more like a Chipotle ranch or something, because I think that's just like a good, I don't know, compliment to the flavor or whatever, but I don't need that, but I just don't feel like eating that shit. Like, I'd rather just go get, you know, some sliders and eat my fucking slider.
Exactly. I can tell you something. This kind of changes the topic, but doesn't. Kind of goes on New Year's resolutions, but it also goes with what you're talking about. Every year, I make my New Year's Eve. You got to go out, party, have a good time. You know, make it the best, and then you make your New Year's goals. And nobody completes them. Who finishes them? I make this idea. I'm going to be the best person in the world. And this year, I'm like, okay. I'm at a point in my life where technically, if you're looking on the outside, I've got everything I could want, minus, like, you know, the house and kids. But, because I got the career and all that. But I'm like, you know, I am internally not happy. And I'm like, I got to make a change. Something has to change. And the thing I hated the most was the smoking. Because the reason I chose to stop smoking was more for everybody else than it was for myself. I'm going to be honest here. Because I liked it. I used to hate it, but I liked it at the moment. Anyways, so here's how I kind of came up with this list of what I was going to do. The first thing on my list was to quit smoking. So I came up with a plan. And I'm going to kind of go with this by steps, so it kind of explains everything. Well, I'll give you a couple things. Okay. So one other thing is I've been spending too much money, obviously, because I smoke. And I have this thing where when I go out to eat, I like appetizers. That's my favorite meal. Appetizers. I love them. Chips and cheese are the shit. I will get them everywhere and anywhere I go. I have a problem. I love appetizers. So appetizers are a big deal, and I go out with one of my sets of friends, and we'll go out like 2-3 times a week. Maybe it's once a week, but sometimes we'll go like twice in a week, and I spend like $20-$30 every time we go out. I don't even have leftovers. This is one person. This is me. That gets expensive. I blow my money on food like all week, and all I do is eat out every day at work because I don't have time to eat my food. So like I don't have time to eat packed food or, you know, time to do anything. So, you know, my goal, you know, cut out some appetizers. And then I need to drink more water, so I drink Diet Coke. So I'm like, okay. So here's how I did it. I want to quit smoking. The only goal that was important this year was to quit smoking. That's my number one priority. I'm going to quit smoking. So I got Chantix, which makes you crazy. Don't fucking take Chantix. Actually, it was fantastic. It got me to quit smoking, but it seriously made me psychotic, and that's part of my problem today. So, it's really affected who I am as a person. So, don't take Chantix. And if you do, realize the side effects are going to suck. Anyways, so...
She hasn't killed anybody yet, so Chantix is
we're good.
Okay.
We're good. Just screaming and crying and, you know, all sorts of craziness. So, I started with the smoking. And for about 2 weeks, I said, okay, I'm not going to smoke. You have to drink 8 ounces of water with your Chantix. So, if you take one in the morning, one in the evening, once you get a couple days in... That got my bottle. What I decided was I'm going to have 1 bottle of water a day. I hate water. I absolutely loathe it. So 1 bottle of water a day. So I did. With my Chantix, I'd have a bottle of water a day. The other thing was no appetizers for 1 month. Don't commit to a year. Don't commit to this crazy thing I can't do. 1 month, okay? 2 weeks into being able to quit smoking, I'm like, okay, now I want to go into my healthy eating part of what I want to do for the year. And that is I want to eat healthier. I'm not really good at eating healthy, so I went out and I bought some vegetables, and my intent was just, you know, add some vegetables into my lunch, you know, whatever, make a sandwich and some veggies. Well, I slowly was like, I can do this, and I told myself maybe I have to cook 1 healthy meal a week. I don't even know how to cook, by the way. So 1 healthy meal a week, and I get 1 cheat week out of the month. So that's only 3 healthy meals for the entire month. Sounds crazy, right? Well... What do I do on my last day off? It's, well, the beginning of the week, every week. I usually go to the gym, and I cook myself a healthy meal because I'm home and I have time. So that's my 1 healthy meal for the week. And then it gets me excited because I'm being healthy. So then I buy some other stuff, and I start eating healthier. So I started, you know, just with, while I'm at work, I'm eating, you know, carrots here and there, some fruit. I mean, these P3 things, Fiber One bar, you know, like some yogurt.
Protein packs.
Healthy stuff, yeah. And so I started it right there, just at work. And then I realized every day I come home, I usually don't always get to eat at work. So then I'm like, I'm so hungry. I just want to cheat. I just want to be fat. I just want to eat whatever I want. And honestly, I make it 3 days a week. And then on the 4th day, I start eating like shit and spending all my money. But slowly I've gotten better and better. This week I got 4 days of eating healthy. And since my brain's turned into that, I want to cheat, and I really like cheese. That's my problem. I got lean cuisine, so I got like a pizza lean cuisine. So then, you know, and then I was like, you know what, I got to find a way to track this. So you get a calorie counter, and you start tracking what you're doing, but you start slowly integrating it, because if you try to do some huge diet, you're not going to succeed. And if you do succeed, like I've succeeded on a diet before, but the moment you quit, you gain weight.
Mm-hmm.
So you need to do something that changes your habit. It can't just be, I'm going to lose weight. It has to be, I want to change my habits. So you start incorporating 1 bottle of water a day. And then you're like, hey, I'm going to have 2 today. And then you get to the habit where when you're at work, all you drink's water. And when you come home, then you're allowed your Diet Cokes, you know? And then you slowly integrate it. And that's what I've done now. And now I don't know how to cook, but I've made 2 vegan quesadillas the last 2 days. Well, one yesterday and one today because I really liked it. And I really wanted to just finish up the ingredients so I didn't have the shit in my fridge. It was going to go bad. And then I bought salmon. I don't know how to cook salmon. Never cooked fish in my life. I've only cooked chicken once in my life. I usually go for ground turkey because chicken freaks me out. I don't like to pull it apart. And I bought salmon, and tonight I'm going to make me a salmon dinner, which is healthy. And I'm starting my week off right, and I'm slowly working on it. Now, I haven't done perfect, and I went out last night and cheated, but my cheat was sushi. So, I'm trying to, and if I'm going to cheat, I buy cheats that I can eat. Rice cakes, rice crackers. I know it's a lot of rice, but, you know, like cheats, hummus. Cheats that are technically healthy for you, but in your brain, you can trick yourself into thinking
that they're
a cheat. Yeah.
Like they're your dessert.
Mm-hmm. And I think
your cheese,
if you want to do something like this and lose weight and feel healthier, you got to slowly integrate it. You can't expect it all to be done at once. Some of my goals for my New Year's I haven't even started yet, but I want to get a foundation to change my habits and not just the other.
I haven't started any of mine.
Are we running out of time, by the way?
No, you're fine.
Okay.
But I mean,
I talk a lot.
You're okay. We're at 46 minutes right now. But I really, I guess I didn't really set any in stone. Like, I have ideas of what I have a 2-year goal because that's when I'll graduate, and I don't want to be this fat when I graduate because in case I do have to go patrol, which I hope that I don't have to because that's not what I really want to do. But if I have to go patrol, then that's the route that, I can't be fat and go patrol. So I have a 2-year goal, just graduate and then go to my next job and hopefully like it, but not be fat.
I get you.
But apparently, January 17th or 18th, I can't remember the exact date, is the day that most people fall off their resolutions on New Year's resolutions. When they just kind of do their hardcore, which I'm surprised, your cigarette thing, 17th or 18th would have been your go back to that. But you're also taking medicine to try to avoid that.
Yeah, the medicine helped a lot. In fact, I'm really horrified now because I want one all the time. But for me, it was a physical, emotional, mental, everything. There's a lot of reasons why I was addicting, so.
Yeah.
But now it's just a matter of willpower, which really sucks because I like it and it makes me a happy person. I'm less of a bitch, so I kind of miss it.
Yeah.
And by the way, there is a pack of cigarettes sitting on my counter, and they've been sitting there all month. So that comfort of knowing they're there, and I haven't touched one. They're sitting there right now. I can almost see them. I can't because they're on the other side of the counter, but they are there.
She actually smelled them before we started, which was kind of funny. I don't know if she was trying to smell them the nicotine or what, but she actually did smell them before we started.
Yeah, I was just like, man, these are cigarettes. I can have one if I wanted one.
Are those e-cigs, are they better because they don't have nicotine? I don't understand the concept of those.
I can't be 100% accurate on this. I'm not a doctor. I don't have any... From what I've heard and from some scientists that I have talked to, e-cigarettes are not much better for you. There's no controlled... They say that they know how much nicotine's in them, but there's no controlled amount. They don't know how much nicotine's actually in it. And there's studies where they think that the carcinogens... I think that's how you say the word. Carcinogens. That they're still in there. So they're blowing it out, and you might not smell it, and I don't smell it, but they're still blowing that crap.
I can fucking smell it. I hate it.
They're still blowing it back in the air. I can't smell it. But they're still blowing that shit back into the air. So it's still possibly just as bad as cigarettes. And I can't tell you everything because I don't know enough. But I also have heard that it's not as good for you because it's vapor. It's water vapor. So you're putting vapor into your lungs, which makes you more susceptible to pneumonia. And if you get pneumonia, more likely to make you sick because it is creating all that fluid in your lungs that you don't need, which is just as bad, if not worse, than an actual cigarette.
I was just wondering.
From what I've heard.
Because Dad started, I got him a vapor thing, whatever, and I didn't actually know, which he actually had already had one, but I got one with, the oil, whatever the hell that shit is, with his flavor of cigarettes or the kind that he uses. But there's
How does he like it?
He likes it, but he only kind of uses it.
Cigarette.
No, and he still smokes his cigarettes. He only uses it sometimes when I guess maybe he's low on cigarettes and he's just trying to
preserve them.
I think it's just kind of like he needs that feeling of having something going to his mouth and doing that, like, because he does this thought process of, I have this on my finger, put it to my mouth, but it helps me think or whatever
process.
it does.
You light up the cigarette. You light the lighter. You know, the lighter. You light it. You know, you hear the click of the lighter. You inhale it. You take a deep breath. You're like, oh.
Yeah. No, but then there's this guy in my first, because I would go to a Friday night class, and it's programming class. And this guy sat next to me, and it was already annoying because I'm not saying, like, trying to judge his weight, but he's a fat guy, and he's breathing really heavy right next to me, and I can't fucking stand that. Because, I mean, I'm fat, so it's not like I'm trying to say that I'm a beauty queen or something like that, but he's sitting right fucking next to me, breathing heavy, and I was already really getting annoyed with him with just that concept, and then he was like the know-it-all. And it's like, I like to know shit, and, like, I like to tell people shit, but it's like, he was even worse than me, and it's bad when it's annoying me when he's a know-it-all. So I was, like, getting super fucking annoyed with him, and then he's doing his vapor, and we're inside the fucking building, and our campus is smoke-free. So
because a lot of people don't think the vapor is as bad as a cigarette.
And so, like, he's doing it, and I'm getting so fucking mad, and the thing is, my professor is just, like, a part-time professor, not, like, a tenured or whatever the hell they're called. Mm-hmm. And so it's like, I know that this guy really doesn't fucking care because he has another job, and it's just like, I just want to say, can you tell him not to fucking smoke in class? But luckily I sit next to this.
See, I'm two-sided on that. I'm learning now how bad they are, but at the same time, like, fuck it, we've already taken it from inside, you know? They've already gotten rid of the cigarette, and it's, part of me is like, I feel it. I mean, I smoked, so I'm like, you know, let them do it. It's not hurting anybody, but...
But it's aggravating me because I don't like the smell of it because I was smelling it.
How can you smell it? What did it smell like?
It just smelled,
I don't think you smell the carcinogens.
I'm not saying I smelled that. I smelled something coming from that. And every time he'd take a puff, I could smell when he would do it. And it's like,
that might have just been his nasty ass breath.
No, because
he's blowing it out.
No,
like, he doesn't brush his teeth, and he's got fucking bacteria in there.
No,
it smells like
smell
ass.
like that. That wasn't that type of smell. It had, I'll say
like a chemical smell?
Yes.
Maybe he was fucking up and he doesn't know it and he's going to die in 3 days. That's not good. You better be like, hey, bud, I think something's wrong with your cigarette. Go. You need to change it out.
3 weeks.
Put some new batteries in.
I mean, he's still alive, so, well, actually, he wasn't at class. So he very well could be dead.
So you don't know. It could be a problem.
But I was so annoyed with the guy, and luckily, though, the past 2 weeks I've sat at this table with this kid, because, like, I waited for that guy to sit down, and when he sat down, I was like, I'll find someplace else to sit. So I was sitting next to this kid that's probably 20, and it's like, whatever, I'll sit next to this kid, because I don't feel like fucking sitting next to this guy.
Like, 20... You know, I want to say 20 is not that much younger than us, but then I'm like, it kind of is.
It is. And the thing is, like, I want to think...
I feel like I'm still young, but then maybe I'm not.
That's how I feel, because and then I like think, you know, how old Steve is, and I'm like,
we've got like 1 year and a couple months, and then we're old.
We're already fucking old.
I know, we're already old, but it's close.
Actually, on this thing,
big numbers coming.
10 years ago, do you feel like you would be at where you're at now?
Not at all.
Okay. I didn't either. I mean, I was never the person that wanted to have kids. Like, it was never my dream, you know. I want to have kids and I want to get married or anything like that. But I have both of those things. And I actually remember when I was around 18 going, I hope that if I meet a guy, the guy that I meet wants to plan a fucking wedding, because I don't feel like fucking doing that. Because that seems like fucking terror to me. Like torture.
I will say this, and I don't want this to be offensive to anyone else in the family, but you were the last cousin I expected to have a kid, because you were one of the few cousins I expected was going to go to college and go, like, now let me finish this. You're one of the cousins I was like, she's going to go to college, she's going to do something great, and I still think you've done great and amazing things. Like, I love your kids. I love your boys. I just never expected you to get pregnant.
Yeah.
But you were happy about it. You're like, I want to do this. I want to raise these kids.
Well, there's no way I'm getting an abortion. There's, like, no way that I could do that. And
is that too blunt that I said that?
No.
Okay.
No, and it's like, because you're going to have ideas of what people are going to do, but I think that, like, you, me, and Courtney, we're just kind of, like, we're in that thing where we kind of were so different from everybody that we kind of seemed like we were going to go the same route where, you know, you go to school and you just kind of try to conquer the world, where I didn't do that. I went to 1 year of college, and then didn't want to fucking go to college anymore, and then I got pregnant. And having him at such a young age, I mean, it definitely made me fucking grow up, because I definitely don't feel like I'd be where I'd probably be a less mature version of myself if I didn't have kids.
Yeah, but you're going back to college now. Yeah. You have your kids. I mean, you're doing it all. I mean, I think what I meant by that was just a shock, because I was like, that wasn't what I was expecting. But that's not a bad thing. I mean, if you look back at me, none of our cousins thought I'd fucking graduate college. Hell, my second grade teacher, get this shit, podcast, my second grade teacher told my mother I wasn't a college material. She sat there and told my mom I would never go to college. I just wasn't that smart. Yeah. Well, fuck you, Mrs. Fago. I went to college, and I have a 3.4 GPA. I have a bachelor's degree. Take that, you... I can't say it. Well, yeah.
You can. She's a bitch. You should never say it. Never put a fucking kid down that way. Maybe fuck kids are destined to do other things. We'll just blame it on the fucking medication, even though I'm not pretty sure that's not what it is.
No, it is. It's definitely... I would normally not get this blunt when I know I'm being recorded. So it's definitely the medication with a little bit of pent-up anger, but yes.
But the thing is, I mean, my oldest has ADHD and mild dyslexia. And the thing is, the way he is right now...
Hell, I even put my face in the mic. Keep going. I was angry.
The thing is, he's kind of... School-wise, he's following the same route that I did, because I did shitty... And then I started doing better in reading, because I know that I moved up to the better reading class in like 3rd or 4th grade.
I always thought you were smart.
No, I mean, I became smarter in high school and middle school, but during elementary school, I was a fucking idiot. Like, I would just barely make it, and that's how the oldest is, and it's like, I'm kind of concerned that that's how he's going to be, but...
Well, what if when he gets into middle school, he's like, super genius?
Yeah, well, he
all
is
pops out of nowhere.
Smart, and I didn't really realize how smart he was. I was kind of, well, he's average intelligence like me. Not to put him down or anything, because I do think that he's smart, but it's like, whatever, he has the genes that he has. He can't really fix that.
Yeah.
But then he got tested for the ADHD. He has 102 IQ, and I didn't have a fucking clue about this. And when the guy was telling me, this, maybe he did tell me, the psychiatrist did tell me what the numbers meant on the paper, but I was so, blown away about the dyslexia, because I was expecting the ADHD, wasn't expecting dyslexia. So when he said that, I was just like, maybe I just kind of blocked out the rest of the shit. And so, but now, I was talking to the speech teacher that he was going to, and she goes, well, this is his IQ, and she goes, average is about 80. And it's like, not that he's a genius, but it's like, at least he's not as stupid as me, which I actually have no clue what IQ is.
I know how you feel about that.
I mean, that's what I worried about, was making my kids stupid like me.
I saw something on Facebook that if you have a bigger ass, your kids are smarter. Yeah. There's some article about big asses and smart kids, so...
That fucking works
for
me.
We're lucky. High five.
Well, the thing is...
If I had kids, which I won't, I would have fucking geniuses.
Actually, one thing I had on here was kids. Because you don't want to have them at all, do you?
I don't think so.
Because the one thing is, you learn the things that you don't want for your kids from your parents, like what your parents said that you didn't like. You learn from that, because that's embedded in you of I didn't like that. And then the things that you didn't mind, you kind of learn. I mean, I'm not going to say that.
I'd say this is a deep topic.
Okay.
It's definitely a deep topic.
I mean, we could do this another time. If you don't even feel like doing this, we could do this never again. But
No. I wanted kids when I was little, but I also wanted a career, so then I knew choosing the career that I've chosen and the things that I want to do, if I didn't have them young, then it was going to be a career kids. It's one or the other. You can't, you can have both, but you can't. For a man, you can have both. For a woman, it's a lot different. So, I've kind of come to terms with it's not going to happen, / I'm mortified, the idea of something coming out, kind of like a watermelon coming out of something the size of a grape, just kind of freaks me out. I don't give a fuck how much it stretches. It doesn't stretch to watermelon size, okay? It may rip to watermelon size, but it doesn't stretch to that size. And now you got it whining and screaming, and it's crapping all over itself, and you're crapping on yourself. That is a problem.
I didn't ever shit myself, so I don't know.
Oh my god.
Not everybody shits.
Do you ever watch fucking Jersey Shore or listen to Snooki? They're all talking about shitting themselves.
J-Lo?
Yes.
Did you watch when she gave birth to the second kid?
No.
Snooki,
I missed it.
She goes, man, I feel like I had to shit. I mean,
the first one, she's like, I gotta poop, and they're like, you're giving birth. And she's like, no, I gotta poop, and they're like, yeah, you're giving birth. That's what it feels like.
Well, the thing is, let's see. I guess it was the oldest.
I missed that show this season.
The oldest, he was turned, I'll say breech. I don't actually know, but his head was facing back, and it's supposed to be the other way, or whatever way he was supposed to be. He was opposite. I mean, his head was down. Yeah, I don't want to smell this, but
I get picked it up.
But the thing is, the doctor goes, "How you feeling?" Because it was after I had my epidural, and which took fucking forever. It took me like 4 hours to actually get my fucking epidural because nobody was doing it. And then I had the nurse. Actually, I had the I had the lead anesthesiologist give me my first epidural ever, and it was like he did great. But then I was like, "Man, my butt hurts," and he goes, "Well, that's pretty specific." And the thing is, after I gave birth and he's getting my placenta out, I peed on him. And the thing is, because
That's awesome.
They give you the option of
you peed on the baby or you peed on the doctor?
I peed on the doctor. The baby was getting cleaned up.
That's good. They deserve that. They're in your vaginas all the time. They deserve a little pee or poo. Fuck
no,
them.
the thing is
No
that
offense.
you get a catheter so that you don't do that. But the thing is,
they put a catheter in you?
Yes.
That's another reason I don't want to have babies. Go ahead, keep going.
You don't keep the catheter. It's just for
Yeah,
dirt.
that's so gross. They're sticking that shit up in there. Ugh. That's so gross.
Do you get pap smears?
Yeah, I don't like them. That is a traumatic experience every time I go. I fucking hate it.
Seriously? Are you having like the worst fucking doctors in the world?
Oh, it's horrible. I hate it.
I have this one guy that
I hate it. I feel like you're being violated. Some fucking weird dude, especially my first guy. He's really nice, but he's a creeper. Hi, I'm going to touch your thigh right now. I'm touching your thigh. I just want you to know so you feel comfortable. I'm touching your thigh. I'm going to inch closer. I'm inching closer. I'm going to spread your legs now. Well, your legs are already spread. They're in a turnip thing, whatever. And then he's like, I'm going to insert my fingers into your vagina. You're gonna feel a little bit of
This is
pressure,
fucking
and then
awful.
he's touching you, and then he puts that fucking duck clamp into your vagina and spreads it wide. Tell me you don't feel violated. It is the worst experience in the world. You're having some man insert themselves or a metal clamp or a finger into your vagina. All you know is this guy's like, I'm inserting my finger into your vagina. You're gonna feel some pressure. He's touching you. So how was work today? How's your day going? Are you really going to ask me how my day is as you're sticking your fingers and pushing on my vagina and having me look at this butterfly you have on the ceiling? I don't give a fuck about the butterfly on the ceiling or my fucking day. Get your fingers out of my fucking vagina. This is creepy. This is awkward. Fuck no, I'm not having kids. That shit's just awkward.
Okay, so that was fucking creepy. I didn't have that experience.
Yes, that's how they're always. That's how most of them are. And then the next time,
mine have never done that.
Hold on, then I get a different doctor, right? Like at the same practice, and the first guy, he's really nice, but it's creepy. And so this next guy's like, yeah, and I'm liking him so far because he hasn't touched my who. He's not creeping me out. He's not asking me about how my day is. He's just doing his business. I'm doing mine. And he's like, by the way, I've got 2 students that are doing some internships. They're studying with me. Do you care if they stand in here? And you got a guy and a girl in there. And I'm like, I guess. I really don't want my vagina showed to the whole fucking room. What is this, a damn peep show?
That's completely dismissed.
I haven't had kids, so I'm not okay with this.
I had 6 people staring at my vagina that weren't related to me.
Well, then the girl comes in, and I'm thinking to myself, where's the dude at? And the doctor goes, the male nurse didn't feel comfortable, or what intern didn't feel comfortable coming in. He didn't think you were comfortable. No, fuck, I'm not comfortable. I've already got you in here. Now I got a female in here, so you don't do anything shady. And now I got some fucking intern in here. Do you think I want him in? There's 4 people looking at my vagina. Hell, I haven't had that many men look at my vagina. I mean, not at that time, I was younger. But I'm like, that's fucking awkward.
So I have a question, okay? Since we're on this, you're allowed to have a mirror down there so that you can witness the birth happen. Would you do that?
Fuck no, I wouldn't want to see that shit.
Okay.
I don't want to watch myself rip.
So I didn't want to see that either. Luckily, they can...
Stare at this mirror while you watch your womanhood ripping in pieces, knowing that you'll never be as tight as you were before, and no men's ever going to want to fuck you, and it's never going to be the same, because now you're going to see what they're looking at, a ripped vagina with a giant head coming out of it. Hell no.
The thing is, they try not to let it rip. They try to cut it, which happened with both boys.
Cut it? That's even worse.
No,
it's
because
like
if it rips, it's not as good. They want you to cut it so then
because
it's
if it rips, now it's jagged, so they cut it, slice it, so they can sew it back. Fuck that.
Both boys have huge heads. I had to get cut.
I don't want to fucking razor wire, razor shit down in my who. Hell No.
You don't feel... I mean, well, I didn't feel like I had epidural.
Oh,
but actually,
God.
you might get something
That's
local anesthesia
so
if you don't even get an
gross.
epidural.
No, I'm not having kids. I'll
But
adopt.
the thing is,
if
I did no mirrors because I didn't want to fucking see that either. I didn't even want to touch the oldest. I didn't want to touch either of them after they came out until they got cleaned up because that was so fucking gross.
How did we go from tire changing to vagina ripping?
You never know. You never know with us. But the thing is, the doctor had fucking glasses on, so I could see everything fucking happening in his glasses. And I was like...
Why does he have glasses on that big? Because the way you described it to me, it's those big-ass bifocal shit.
No, I mean, they're your size, actually. They're like the regular thing, but I could see everything reflected in his fucking glasses. So I could see everything happening. So I had to, look away, but I was
there's blood coming out of your vagina. There's a nasty little being coming out, a little alien.
And I had to see all of that. And
An alien.
What's funny, though, is when I was pregnant with the oldest, I had issues, whatever. And they had the baby monitor on his head just to keep track of him, and then they lost his heart rate because of when I was getting my epidural, and so that's when 6 people came in and saw my vagina because a bunch of nurses came in to make sure it was okay, and then Steve kept going, the straw is this much showing. The straw is this much. I can't see that because
What the fuck is a straw?
I don't know. So it's this is all I see, and I can see this, and I'm like. Okay.
When she says this, she means her large belly.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, I realized
V.
that you can't see me. And so, I can't see my vagina. I can only see, part of my thighs and up, and then my stomach. And it's my mom's she doesn't understand what you're saying, because Mom was in there, too, because I wasn't sure if Steve was going, because he was in the Army at that time, if he was going away or not. So, I wanted my mom to at least be my coach, which luckily she was there. And so, she's she doesn't know what you're talking about. And he just kept going, your straw is this much further out. This much further out. It was the fucking heart monitor on his head. Fuck. But I was I just couldn't, I didn't have a fucking clue what he's talking about.
I'm thinking you're meaning the umbilical cord or some shit.
No.
The straw.
No, it was the straw was the heart monitor, but it was red and blue.
Why? How do you get a heart monitor on their head?
They have that open spot here, and that's where they have a pulse in that open spot. In the soft
So
spot
what do they insert it in their head?
It's just kind of
did they put that on you before you give birth, or when did they put that on there?
They put it in me when they broke my water because not every person's going to have this. I did because I was.
So you got an alien with a little head monitor on.
Yes.
That's fucking creepy.
Because I had high blood pressure, so and I was being induced, so they needed to keep track of him because my blood pressure was way too high. So that's why.
So they put a monitor, so you had a tracking device in your vagina, so you know exactly where that baby was. That's creepy. That is so creepy. They're in the soft spot of that. How do you know they didn't stick a little tracking device down in his head? I mean, did the heart monitor go in his head, or is it just on his head?
It's on his head.
How did it stay on his head?
I don't know.
You're creeping me out. I'm seeing an alien baby with a straw coming out of their head and a tracking device.
Kids that size, they look like regular babies. I mean, they have slightly
I know
disformed
they
heads.
look like regular babies, but it still sounds creepy. It sounds like you're talking about somebody just broke open a China doll and there's a hole and they're just sticking this tracking device in it with a straw out of it. And it just sounds like some fucking
It's just a monitor
baby.
going to the thing where, same with my,
Is it a wireless monitor or is it a cord?
There's a cord. That was
so you have a phone cord hanging out of your vagina?
Well, they're braided red and white cords, or red and blue cords.
I'm thinking of a phone cord now coming out of your vagina.
It's not that big. They're little ones, like this. They're this size. Your phone cord, your cell phone cord cable, but this is wide for both of them. How wide both of them are.
Okay, that makes me feel a little bit better, but even still gross.
But that's what Steve was calling
your fucking vagina.
That's what Steve was calling the straw, which I had no fucking clue what that was.
So how did he know it was an inch more? How could he tell?
Because he would look at my vagina.
Yeah, but how did he know
because
that was an inch? Did he make a mark on it so he knew? Okay,
no, he had a general idea because he looked when they did it, and then it was gradually as my things were coming further, but he wasn't fucking helping me. So it wasn't when he was saying the straw was getting further. It didn't make any sense to me. So it was just
oh gosh,
yeah.
Shit. I feel like I need to just I don't know.
Go take a big
hold
shit.
my legs shut right now.
Don't ever have sex.
Yeah. Keep them shut.
And this is why you have protected sex and use birth control.
The people wonder, how do you get pregnant? if you want to be smart about this whole, like, pregnancy thing, this is my rule of thumb. I'm not saying I always do this. I'm not saying I'm giving advice. I'm just saying this is what you do. You get on birth control, okay? So, as a woman, you feel you are protected. You take it at the same time every day, by the way, and you take it as directed. You don't just sit there and miss doses. So, as a woman, you feel protected. As a man, she's on birth control, you use a condom. Why? So you're protected. So you ain't got any little spermicides, spermies, whatever the hell you want to call them, floating around her vagina, okay? So he uses a condom. He pays for it. She pays for her contraceptive. And then you pull out. You know why? Because that's 3 different contraception methods. The pull-out method is obviously not a real method, but
with the
you did the pull and pray, right?
Not always.
I think that's how you told me you got pregnant with it, was the pull and pray.
Yeah, I don't feel like we always actually ended up pulling out in time.
But that's what I mean, though. If you use all 3, you should
both have said
be protected. And if you're not protected and you get pregnant, then you were fucked. You were meant to have a fucking baby, and you just got to deal with it. Yeah. But use multiple methods. I mean, now don't do double condoms because the friction can cause those to rip. Yeah. I've heard about that. You know, don't do something that's gonna fuck you up. But I mean, be smart about it. Make the guy get a condom. Get on birth control. Do both. I mean, you don't even have to pull out. Just do both of those, and you know you're
just based off like the STDs and stuff. You should do the condoms no matter what, even if you are fucking
exactly.
On birth control. Don't trust that shit. Because, I mean, birth controls don't even take care of that.
Women should never trust a man in his condom. I firmly believe that.
Yeah.
And as far as men, they should never trust women with birth control because we forget. There are days we forget. You get busy.
Plus, some women are fucking tricky bitches.
And there are tricky bitches out there. So do both. Do both and you should be good. And if you're not, then there's something wrong with you. Plus, if a woman's sick and she's on antibiotics, that can affect it. I mean, people got to think about these things before they get dirty.
I don't know why she got...
Your cousin?
Second pregnant, yeah. Because she was actually on her honeymoon, and she was on the antibiotic, and she got pregnant.
That sucks.
So she had the kids, like, 13 months apart, which sucks for her.
I'm not knocking kids for people who want to have them. I just think they're creepy, and I'd like to say what I'd really like to say, but I can't say it.
You like kids. You just don't...
I do like kids. I just don't want one coming out of me.
Yeah.
I mean...
You could always do a C-section, which
No. I mean...
Have you watched the Dax Shepard
when
thing
I was a kid, do you remember those Tamagotchis?
Yeah.
Okay, I used to have to hide my Tamagotchi in a drawer because I was so worried it would die because they couldn't figure out how to make it sleep and you always had to like clean up its poop and feed it, that I had to hide it in a drawer and I cried incessantly for an entire evening and fucking waited till the battery died because I couldn't sleep at night because I was worried about the Tamagotchi. Well, my friend or neighbor, whatever, had hamsters over and we had to watch them, I would be up all night. When we first got a dog, I slept on the floor next to that thing, on a beanbag. Like, I can't leave it. It's gonna die. Can you imagine a kid? Fuck that. Not for me.
I'll say the first month with the
oldest. I don't know what happened to me because I used to want kids, but...
No, with the oldest, I slept next to his crib. I can't say I didn't. But then... Well, Steve went to Iraq, so then I let him sleep in the bed with me when he was older. I mean, he was almost 1. But then it's like, the second one is just like... Fuck it. Go to sleep. Like, you're so exhausted. It's just like, fuck, I just want some sleep. I mean, it does, like, though, when you do that, I can't really do this, because when Steve was in Iraq, I was depressed and sleep deprived and everything, so I wasn't sleeping good anyways.
You're taking care of kids by yourself.
But, like, at some point, though, you get so exhausted, you're just like, fuck it, I'm sleeping. Because if you just try not to sleep, then, I don't know. We should probably wrap this up, because we're at 1:13 right now.
Okay, cool. Sounds good to me.
Do you want to see if Courtney will answer her phone so we can add her onto this?
Sure.
I don't know if she will or not. She might be doing schoolwork.
I'm not sure how well this is going to go over. This isn't like funny like The Guy's Funny where they talk about funny other topics. We're talking about ourselves, so I don't know how much people will really like it. But
who cares? I think it's funny.
But it will be entertaining at least.
I hate speakerphone, but I'm going to do this. I haven't talked to her in a while.
Courtney gets out of it after the...
Hello?
Hello? What are you doing?
Hello?
What are you doing?
What?
What are you doing?
Homework.
Laura and I are doing a podcast right now. I called you on speaker so that you could be on the podcast too.
Oh, great.
How do you feel about Grace?
That's funny, because I can't get this homework figured out.
Yeah.
That's not just up to me.
Do you want to say a couple cuss words in relation to the lack of being able to do your homework to get it out?
Do
Okay.
you want to talk about classy ladies who don't use curse words? And we'll save that for next time.
Okay. Well, I'll stop bothering you so that you can do your homework.
Sorry, this is just really frustrating. I can't get it done. It's really getting on my nerves.
It's okay. I understand you.
Sorry. I will talk to you guys another time.
That's fine.
Okay, we'll talk to you later.
Bye.
Love you. Bye.
Bye. We went from vaginas to cranky Courtney.
She's very cranky. I can't figure this shit out. Okay, so we'll wrap it up and probably bleep out my kids' names because both of us said it.
Did we?
Yes.
Did I say his name?
Yeah. So, yeah, we're good.
Which name should I say?
Peace out.